These days very important to Native Hawaiians and the history thereof. This resolution wants to recognize the Ho'iho'i Ea, or the Restoration Day, which was a very important day when the first, well, not the first, but one of the occupations by the Gross Britannia, or Great Britain, and it commemorates the day when the Hawaiian flag was restored at Thomas Square, which is still celebrated there by our Native Hawaiians. But this is just for our council to recognize and pass on that knowledge regarding this very historic day. For many of us Native Hawaiians, we cherish our heritage, not only in regards to our ancestors, our customs. We share that with the rest of Hawaii. Many Native Hawaiians feel Hawaiian first, American second. Some of them feel they're just Hawaiians. You know? This is a small gesture to me, and some would argue it doesn't go far enough. And they're entitled to that.
We have the authority to designate a day in commemoration of something or other, but as far as establishing an actual holiday, that would be, I guess,
or like replace July 4th with July 31st.
We could easily do here is, if you would like us to, is to take out the two references to provided that this day is not and shall not be construed to be a state holiday. If it's cited in two places, that's an easy amendment that we can do, and then we can still move forward on this without changing the direction it was going, because the title does ask us to request that the state legislature designate July 31st. So,
and also I mahalo our young, because what we've done in the last 30 years, albeit in different groups, there was a common goal that we all feel, and now it's to see the children, have what we never had, in learning about our ali'i, who we are. And as early as 1970, I'm sorry, there was nothing in our school system about our kings and queens, about our Hawaiian history. I know because I looked. I went to our libraries because I was just yearning to learn who we are. So, I aloha you all.
Mahalo.
Mr. Kanua.
I just want to say mahalo to everybody for coming out here and giving us the education that you all have researched and you all are ingrained inside you. And you want to say, like for me, like I'm glad we have this resolution because it is like a re-education. And I say re-education because it's ingrained inside each and every one of us about these days, about our history. So I just want to say mahalo for that. And for us, we can show the public, show the people of this aina that these days were significant and are significant to each and every one of us. So, I didn't know about these days until a few years ago. My cousin Cole Kai, he'll come to our family parties and tell all of us about the days that he's going to celebrate, and that's how he educated us. We didn't learn this in school. We all grew up in the education around here, and we know exactly what was taught to us. These weren't taught to us. So I'm glad, I'm happy that Mr. Paleka introduced this. And, it is asking the state to recognize this day as a significant day, and which it truly was. So whether we want to make it a state holiday or not, it's not what I'm going to be pushing. It's just a day that, we can recognize and we can all come and be a part of it.
Well,
said the words not. I didn't use the word paid, but I suggested that
Compens-
it would be a good thing for you to fund a holiday
Yeah,
for your
fund.
people that essentially, contributes to the the health of all of us. Mentally and all kinds of other ways. But I want to address some of Council, especially the point that the county is without authority. I would suggest that the county engages in foreign policy, contrary to what its authority might be with regard to the establishment of sister cities and things like that with foreign countries, possibly some in the Philippines. This is an exercise of county authority that might, sort of encroach upon the United States authority to set foreign policy for everyone generally. And then,
So just to let you know, we do have sister city programs,
Yeah.
and we do reach out to foreign nations such
Yeah.
as the Philippines, Japan,
Yeah.
and so on.
is that within your authority? I think it's a stretch of your authority. All I'm trying to say is that do not be swayed by the more technical aspects of the technicians, the legal technicians, that you enjoy a broad authority. I would ask you to look at the history regarding this affair and how we are here today and the encroachments of the United States and the Republic and those institutions into a law where they had no authority. So can you imagine anybody here standing up against a holiday such as this? Exercise your authority. Let the wind decide whether or not you are correct. We don't know what blows in the wind. So please, don't shut your mind to this. I think you have a greater authority than you can imagine. And it can only be known by its exercise. I encourage all of you to exercise it to its fullest and at least to the fullest extent of your imagination. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that.
Mahalo, everyone, for coming out today, giving you manao. And mahalo for your passionate, and I think we all have a connection to this. In the time of the Hawaiian Kingdom, it was inclusive. Yeah? It included all the inhabitants that were under that sovereign nation. In touring or visiting different countries of the world, as a Hawaiian, I often wondered to myself, because I see many times the American embassy, and I would have to go there sometimes to get different documents or visas that I would need. And I always wondered to myself, wow, wouldn't it be so cool if I had dual citizenship, as a native, as a Hawaiian and American? And why cannot the both exist? That's a premise too, that we could always have till today. I think this type of small measure is just a step in opening the minds to people that, what, we can coexist. Nations coexist with each other on the same soil in different countries. This measure is to recognize one holiday for the Kingdom of Hawaii. I'm going to be working with Kalani in drafting the Hawaiian. I want to make sure the translation is correct. Le'olelo Hawaii is pa. Yeah. I'm going to be making some amendments to it, but submitting this. But I do hope for your support in passing the measure as is to bring it up to council. And I thank you again, all my colleagues, all of you, Hawaiians, and even those that don't consider them Hawaiians, but recognize, hey, we're moving. The Hawaiian community is moving in the right direction and want to be heard.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we have a roll call?
This is on Resolution 185-15. Mr. Chung. Ms. David.
Eo.
Ms. Eo.
Aye.
Mr. Iligan.
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha. Mr. Paleka.
Yo,
Ms. Poindexter.
Aye.
Ms. Willie. Chair Onishi. Chair Onishi of 9 ayes.
Okay, Motion passed, and moving forward to the council, 9-0. Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Okay, motion by Mr. Kanua, second by Ms. Eoff. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? Okay, this meeting is adjourned.